Right, let's get started. Okay. Right, apologies about that. I don't know what's happening with this silly computer, but we are here for the angles lesson. So let's get going with a warm-up. So first of all, which of these amounts of money would you prefer to have? So we've got 50% of 42, a quarter of 88, 10% of 200, 75% of £32, 3/5 of 45, or 30% of £80. Okay, so let's see if you can remember what we did last lesson about finding percentages. So you need to work out the value of each one.
Like, you know where my fingers on the pages?
Start on your page. So it's a slightly different question. Right, so the same things, but it's slightly one I forgot. It was about one of our bingo winners from last week. So still find the values of those. Amelia is buying chickens for £3 each to look after at home. She's got chickens. She looks after chickens herself, which is a brilliant thing to do. Which box of money should she choose from the ones below? How many chickens can she buy? So you still need to keep working out the values of those and thinking, how many chickens can Amelia buy? Have you worked out something there? Remember, we can use bars to help us with this as well when we're finding 50%. Got the best one? 30% of 80 from George, saying that's the best one. 3/5 of 45. Okay, two different answers there, aren't they? Right, let's have a look and see what the answer of this one. So, first one, 50% of 42. Remember, 50% is going to be half of it. So if this is 42, 50% will be £21. So that's your first one there. Then moving on to this one, 1/4 of 88. So my bar this time is split into 4 like that. 88 for the whole thing. Divide by 4 gives you 22 for each one. So £22 for the middle one. Top one here, 10% of 200. Remember, we are dividing by 10. So we split that into 10 parts. Nice and easy, dividing by 10 gives us 20 in each one. So 20 for that one, 22 for that one, 21 for that one. This one here, 75%. I think that's tough to find. Always split into 4s to start with. So 32 split into 4 parts. Divided by 4 is 8 in each one. Now we want 75%, 25%, 50%, 75% is those there, which is £24. Middle one at the bottom, 3/5 of 45, split into 5 sections, 5 equal parts. 45 divided by 5 is 9. And we want 3/5 of that. 3/5 of 9 is £27. And the last one, 30% of 80 into 10 again. Divide by 10 is 8 for each one. And we want 10%, 20%, 30%, which gives us £24. So we definitely want this box here, £27. If it's £3 for each chicken, if we divide 27 by £3, we can get 9 chickens for Amelia there. 9 chickens. Okay, so a bit of a warm-up on last lesson. So let's have a look at angle. So those are the answers you should have got for the boxes there. The bar method is brilliant. I know I've said this before, it really does work. Okay, so what is an angle? Get your answers on the chat. I want to know, what do you think an angle is? In a sentence, what is an angle? What is an angle?
So welcome.
Okay, what is an angle? When two lines meet, that's a good answer. When a side of a shape, you don't mean two sides of a shape, maybe the vertex of a shape. Okay, good, a vertice, vertices is 2 vertexes, when 2 lines meet, that's good. Corner of a shape, okay, that's nice. Let's use vertex instead of corner there. So an angle is when 2 lines meet and it's a space between those lines. Okay, and I like to think of it as kind of squashing something. 2 lines squashing something, like a trapdoor closing on it like that. Okay, so I use this analogy of a P. A little P between 2 lines about to be squashed. So this P there, imagine this like a trap closing like that, you can see there. So look at those P's there. Look at the P's. Which of those angles is the smallest and which one is the biggest? So if I call these A, B, C, D and E, which of those P's is in the most danger? Which P is going to be squashed first compared to the other one? Which one can relax? Which P can relax? Which has got a long time before the roof closes on it? So which P is in the most danger and which P can relax the most? Which is the biggest angle? Which is the smallest angle out of those 5 angles? So think about it carefully. Which is the smallest? Which is the biggest?
E. Biggest.
Okay, so hopefully you've got definitely this pea here is in a bit of trouble. It's about to be mushy peas in a bit when that squashes down. So that is the smallest angle. Even though this one's got small lines, this pea can relax there. It's got ages until it closes on it. But I think E is the biggest angle. So A is the smallest angle. Think about this pea. If you've got an angle, stick a pea there and think, is the pea going to be squashed soon or has it got ages to survive? This one here is a very important angle. It's like the vertex of a square or a rectangle. It's a 90-degree angle and we call that a right angle. Okay? So you want to compare all your angles to these ones coming up here. So if we just look at this, let's see what's happening to the peas. They're going to gradually get squashed here. Okay? So look at this. Okay? Oh, we've got a squash pea coming up. Oh dear, A's gone. Who's coming next now? Who's coming next? Oh, B's gone. Oh dear. Oh, and now, oh, D's gone. Oh, and C's gone. And E's still there, relaxing with the rest of them. So E wins the race there. So you can see that with this closing trapdoor thing as a way of doing that. I'm not sure if my Viking hat was in the way, then I'll just show you that again.
That was fun.
Okay, so here they are to start with. So you can see them squashing down. Closer, oh dear, there goes that pea. There goes that pea. All the peas are getting squashed and one's left to survive. Okay, so think about angles that way. So what we've got here is we've got some very important things, angles to think about. And I'll put the peas on again. So we've got, in a full turn, if this went all the way round, it's going to go all the way round before it's squashed. The two lines are on top of each other. That pea has got the most amount of time to survive. And it's 360 degrees. Okay? And that's based on the Babylonians from years and years and years ago, when they thought there were 360 days in a year. And what's that got to do with angles? Well, a year is when the Earth goes all the way round the Sun. So that's where 360 degrees comes from. It's about how many days there are in a year. Of course, there's 365, but for 3,000 years ago, it's not a bad estimate. A straight line is like half a turn. It's 180 degrees. And a right angle is 90 degrees. Okay, which is like a quarter of a turn. So they're really important angles to know and to recognise. So we're going to play a game called Guess the Angle now. I'm going to put some different angles on the board and I want you to type in the chat how big you think each angle is. Okay, compare it to 90, compare it to these ones. Okay, so off we go. So here we go. So those are all, just another note, these are all right angles. There's no such thing as a left angle. It's right because it's the right way to split a line in half. It's the right way. It means the correct way. So it doesn't matter which way round a right angle is, it's still 90 degrees.
So are they all going to split at the same time?
Exactly, yeah, they're all the same. Okay, so guess the angle. So we're ready to guess our first angle. So first one, how big is this angle? I put the 90-degree one there, I put the right angle there to help you. You get 3 points if you get it exactly right. You get 1 point if you get within 5 degrees either side. So I'll explain that in a bit, but you just guess what the angle is, type it on the chat. You've got 5 seconds to guess the angle. Okay, so write down your angle. I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what are our guesses for that one? We've got 45 degrees, we've got 100 degrees. Remember, this one is 90 degrees. Okay, is this bigger or smaller than the angle? Think about if the pea's there, which pea's going to get squashed first? Okay, so, and the answer for this one is 45 degrees. Wow, lots of 5-pointers there. So if you got 40 degrees, you still get 1 point. If you get 50 degrees, you still get 1 point. Anything in between 40 and 50, you get 1 point. If you got 45 degrees, 5 points. What do you get there?
93 degrees.
No, it's got to be smaller than that, but that's a right angle there, isn't it? That's a right angle. So if that's a right angle there, it's definitely less than 90, isn't it? Okay? Compare with 90. Right, next one. Okay, guess the angle. Would the P be in trouble? If the P was in there, would our little P be in trouble?
Yes.
I've got a green pen to draw the P. If it's in trouble, then it must be a small angle. So here's our little P there. There's our little P. So what about this angle? How big is this angle here? How big is this angle? What do you reckon? Remember, this one here is 90. So there's our 90-degree P. Is this smaller? Is the P in trouble? Is the P more in trouble this? If it is, it's got to be less than 90, hasn't it? Okay? So let's have a look at our answers for this one. We've got some 30s, 20, 25. What have you got there?
I got 11.
11, nice, okay.
Since it's really good.
It's 20 degrees. 20, that's still a good guess up there. So 20 degrees. So we got 120 there. It is definitely acute. I want you to try and guess the size of it as well. 25 is worth 1 point if you got 25. Well done. Okay, if you're getting anywhere near 20, that's great. All right, next one. Let's have a look at this one here. So here's our P. Is our P in trouble here or not? Is our P, can our P relax or is it in trouble? Which one's in more trouble? The 90-degree one or this one here?
Definitely the 90 degree.
So then you should be able to work out what size this angle is. It's going to be bigger, hasn't it? So what about this one?
I'd say about 50, so I'd say maybe about
50 degrees from Harvey is worth a point as well. Remember, think where 90 degrees where it is. Think where your right angle would be. Okay, and let's have a look at this one. We have for this one 135 degrees.
Yes.
If you're getting anything, those 120s, brilliant guesses. Even 100 is great. You know it's bigger than this one. That's the important thing. You know it's bigger than that one. Okay, right, we've got one more.
so close.
Not going to do that one. Last angle to guess. What about this angle? Look at our P here. There's our little P. This line's going to come all the way up to the top. You can definitely relax, can't it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's got loads of time.
Could read it.
So think about how big this angle is here. How big is this angle? Last one.
Maybe about.
Okay, so big angle, this one here. Remember, a straight line, we said on the earlier page, a straight line is 180 degrees.
Oh.
So if that's 180 degrees, is this more than 180 or less than 180?
What
It's got to be more than 180, hasn't it? So let's have a look. The answer to this one, 210. I've seen a 200. Who got 210 there? Gail Owens. 210s. Bob on there. Fantastic work. Okay, so estimating angles to me is more important than measuring with a protractor because you're looking and understanding what angles are. Okay, there are a few words people were throwing about the words acute, obtuse. We're going to look at those now. So these are the angle rules you need to know. So look at our P's here again. Okay, so we got our P's here. Okay, so here we go. So our P's are. So this P here, this is an acute angle. Think of it as a little cute angle, okay? It's less than 90 degrees. So any angle less than 90. Now the P's not happy there because it knows it's about to be squashed. So any acute angle is where the P is going to be squashed, and that is one that's less than 90. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees. We see those a lot in buildings, in corners of objects, in vertices of shapes, okay, like rectangles and squares. So that's a right angle. An obtuse angle, the P can relax a bit then, because it's got quite a bit of time, because it's got to go all the way back to 90 and then shut down to squash it as well. So an obtuse angle is between 90 and 180, and that massive angle you saw in the last one is called a reflex angle, where it's bigger than a straight line. So this can actually stick its tongue out and actually laugh about the situation because it's got so long before it's going to get squashed. So we've got the reflex angle there is one where it's getting squashed later. Okay, so we've got the different angles there. You need to know which ones they are. So acute is the little one. Right angle is 90 degrees. Obtuse is between 90 and 180. And reflex is greater than 180. So on your first worksheet, if you've got this, I'll put it on the board as well. You just need to simply say right next to each angle, is it acute, right angle, obtuse, or reflex? Okay, so those angles there. So those angles on the sheet you've got. You want a sheet somewhere here? I'll print it out for you.
There.
Yep, get that one over there. I'll draw those on the board as well.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay. about, not really how much time. I'd say that's maybe about, probably less than
So you can say whether they are acute, right angle, obtuse, or reflex.
obtuse.
Okay, so those ones there, acute, obtuse, reflex, or acute angles for each one. It is definitely very squishy acute ones. 11 points, very good in that game as well.
Jane, I've done the wrong ones.
Okay, just another 30 seconds on that.
Daddy?
Yep.
So I don't really understand. Is the circle going all the way
All the way
around?
around, yeah, that's big, it's got a lot of time. Yeah, so the P will be on the outside.
So I think that's
Okay, the P here, if you were drawing the P on this one, the P would always be inside the angle there. So that's going to go all the way around before it squashes it. Okay, so let's have a look at these. So number 1 is acute. Number 2 is acute, very squishy angle there. This is a right angle there, that's exactly 90 degrees. This is an obtuse angle. Number 5 is acute. Number 6 is a right angle. Number 7, a massive angle around the outside, is reflex. And number 8 is an obtuse angle as well. So those are your different types of angles. Okay, so recognising angles is the first thing. Measuring them with a protractor is a great thing to be able to do. You do need to be able to do it, but it's something you can practice. You should always guess first, because it's very easy on a protractor to say that this angle there was 120. How do you know that angle can't be 120? How do you know that could not be 120 degrees?
because it's not, because it's smaller than 90.
Smaller than 90, good. So you need to look at it first, because it's very easy in a protractor to read the wrong number off. So estimate first, guess whether it's acute, obtuse, and then measure it. It's the best way to do it. Okay, so as well as that, there are some special rules to deal with angles, and these are really good problems to solve. And these are problems that, if you can start solving these when you're younger, it's really going to help you when it comes all the way to your GCSEs. Because we got 180 degrees in a straight line. You knew that already, we've just been through this. This is such an important rule. Okay, because we can use it to solve puzzles. Puzzles where you can't use a protractor to measure them because they're not drawn accurately. So let's have a look at this little puzzle here. Okay, so we know there's 180 degrees in a straight line, and I've split a straight line into two parts, but they're not equal parts. So if this is 140 degrees, what does this little section need to be there? If that's 140 degrees, what does the small section with the question mark have to be? Okay, you got it there?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
40.
Brilliant. So we've got 140 degrees there. We know it's got to be 180 altogether. So all we need to do is find out what's missing. So your options are to go from 140 and work out what you need to get to 180, which is 40 degrees. Or you could find the difference. Which one way to find the difference is to do 180, take away 140, which gives you 40 degrees. So that's how you solve those puzzles. Okay, I'm just going to put some puzzles like that on the board for you to have a go at. And this is using a really important rule, one of the three most important angle rules that were made thousands and thousands of years ago by a very clever person called Euclid, a Greek person. And this is one of his main rules. There are 180 degrees in a straight line. So can we have a go at finding the missing value? Rather than putting a question mark in there, I've called it x, which is what you call it in algebra. So can you find out the value of x in each of those little angle puzzles there? Okay?
Yeah.
Got that here? And you've got to remember this rule as well. So whenever you see these straight lines, you've got to think it's like a semicircle of angles around there, half a turn, you've got to know it's 180 degrees, 180 degrees. Okay there?
Yeah.
That makes 180, yeah.
No,
That's right. Now that's from 120 to 3. Try that again, you're trying to get to 80 from 70, yeah?
Oh, 110.
Yeah, just check the next one as well. Okay, right, let's have a look at the answer you got for these ones. Now these get much more complicated when you mix them together. These are the basic rules. So you should have these for your answers. Okay, I'll just go through question 6 because that's a bit trickier. Very easy when you're adding up. So let's say on this one to go from 127 to 180 to put 63 down instead. Because you see the 20 and think, well, I need 60 more, and then add the 3 on. Add the 3 on first to get to 30, and then you can see it's 50 more. So this one here, if I was doing this one, I would add together 50 and 62 first. So I do 55 plus 62, which gives me 117, and then I get to 180 from there, which is 63 degrees. Okay, so you can add them together first, rather than just taking away each one. It's maybe a little bit easier. Okay, so that's the first. We're going to look at one more rule today, which is angles in a triangle. Okay, The interior angles, that means the angles on the inside, because there's angles on the outside as well, aren't there? The interior angles of a triangle always add up to 180. Another really important rule. Okay, another really important rule. If I was going to, I'll show you why that is in a bit actually, but 180 degrees in every single triangle. Okay, which is quite handy really. So let's have a look at a little puzzle on that one. So if we have this, look at this triangle here. We've got 70 degrees for that angle, 30 degrees for that angle. How would you find the missing angle in this triangle? Okay, have a go at that one. Any ideas there?
We'll just add.
Okay, you go for it. Don't tell anyone, you go for it. Brilliant. Okay? Okay, have you managed that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would do 70 plus 30 to give us 100. So we got our 100. And then we get to 180 from there, so we need 80 more. So it has to be 80 degrees for that one there. So let's have a quick go at some questions on that. It's raining here, look forward to it will happen.
There's lovely paint out there.
Okay, right, so can we have a go at those questions now, please? So find the missing angle. These take a little bit longer because you need to add them together first and see what is left.
Like how's your window?
It is raining really heavily here. So look, unfortunately for me, I've got my hat on, so it's not a problem.
But what about us? We don't have a hat on.
Well, you should have thought about that when you were buying your hats here.
I don't buy hats.
Right, okay, let's get on with it, everyone. Go there.
65 and 7. These couples.
Okay, so let's have a look at the first one, just to check you're getting the first one right. So if you do 65 add 70, gives you 135, and then you get into 180, find the difference between those two, equals 45 degrees for the first triangle. Okay, so 45 degrees for the first triangle. you done with here?
Done 2. Just went to a copy.
What did you get for number 2?
58 degrees.
Very good. Well done.
75 and 82 equals.
If you finish that, there's a little puzzle for you on the board I want you to try and answer. Can you have a triangle with 2 obtuse angles? So if you finish that, please have a look at the ones on the board. If you haven't finished, keep going with this, please. Can you have a triangle with 2 obtuse angles?
75 and 82. 157.
Write that down, write that 57 down so you don't remember it. It's good there. Okay, right, let's go with some answers for you. So there they are, 55 degrees, 58 degrees, 23 degrees, 14 degrees, 75 degrees and 28 degrees. This one on the board as well, can you have a triangle with 2 obtuse angles? Let's see what we've got. We've got lots of people with yes for that one, so yes, we can have a triangle with 2 angles bigger than 2 obtuse angles. I don't think we can, because an obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees. So imagine we had a triangle with, I don't know, let's say one angle with 95 degrees, and another angle, in fact let's make it a bit easier than that, we had one angle that was 100 degrees, and we had another angle that was 110 degrees. What's the size of the missing angle there? We've got 100, 110 degrees. What's the size of the other angle for that triangle? What's the problem here?
You can't get another.
It's already past 180, isn't it? This is a triangle like this. If you drew this triangle, you've got what? There's your baseline. You've got 100 degrees there, 110 degrees there. That's certainly not a triangle, is it? Those lines are not going to meet, so you can't have 2 obtuse angles. You can only have 1 obtuse angle. Okay, so we're going to put these together now. You've got a sheet of really tricky problems, really difficult problems. We're going to have a look at one of these on the board, and then we'll probably play some bingo, maybe 2, we'll see how fast you go. So have a go at the tough problems, okay? And when you get super tough angle problems, find any missing angles on the diagram you can. Don't go straight for the one you are asked to find. So if you've got the sheet, there's 4 questions on there, or you can have a go at this one on the board. It's the same one, okay? So you've got to find angle Y first, but find the other ones before you get to them. So this is normally the last one you come to. They really make you work to get it. It's like a little quest to get the treasure at the end. You're going to find all the angles on the way there first. Okay? So let's have a go at finding angle Y. If anyone just turned up late, we spotted this on, I'm sorry about the technical issues before. You can always just do this, do the bingo at the end, and then go back and watch the video later. They're all saved. Okay, so let's see if we can find angle Y. Remember, there are 180 degrees in a triangle.
So, if there's 180 degrees in
So think about which angle to find first.
So if there's 180 degrees in one triangle, that means that there's, and how many degrees is, and if there's 180 degrees in a line, that means that.
I write that one in first.
But I thought, why are we doing this one first instead of? But how?
You always need to find the other one before you get to that.
But I
So if you
did
find,
this the
oh,
first.
we only have the wrong one. Oh, whoops. Oh. So yeah, we'll do this question first. Question 3 first. Sorry if you're on the sheets. put them in the wrong order, it's okay. But we'll do this question first, okay? So this is about as hard as it gets. So find this one first if you haven't worked out already. Let's find that mystery angle first.
And 70. 125. But I don't really understand it.
Have you found that question mark one first?
Yeah, I've done that one.
Okay, and then you've got a straight line going there, haven't you?
Yeah, so that means
Okay, let's go through this one and you can try the next one by yourself. So, the first thing to do is to think, let's just think about just this triangle here. So 55 and 70, okay, if you add those together is 125. And then, after that, you can then work out the missing angle, because to get to 180 degrees from here,
Sebastian. Yeah. Come on.
it's going to have to be 55. So you know this one is 55. You've then got a straight line. So look at those ones there. So forget about everything else. You've got this nice straight line here. So if you do 55 plus 80, you get 135. Then what's left here to get to 180? We've got 45 degrees there. And then you've got another triangle here. If we do 45 plus 62, we get 108. Left to get to 180 has to be 72 degrees. Okay, now we're going to do one more question, an easy one on that, and then we're going to play bingo. So, can we have a go? It's not on there, but I'll draw it on the board for you.
which one are we doing?
The first one on that sheet you've got. So it's the first one, question one. If you haven't already, can we do question one, please? Which is this one here.
It's also actually a triangle with an over the end.
Okay, you're trying to find angle X, so it's that question there. Okay, so that's what you want to be doing there. Can we find that missing angle? Find this one first. You've got a straight line there, so use your straight line first to get it. So use 121.
What are you going to use with your straight line?
Well, the straight line is 108, isn't it? So those two are 180, so you can work out that one, can't you? That's 180 there, those ones there. That's a straight line, yeah? So that needs to add to 180 in total there. So you can work out, well, that's 121, so what's left to get to 180? So have you got this one? So this one, 180 with 121. This has to be 59. And then you've got your whole triangle there. Add those two together to give you 160, 131. And there's 131 left to get to X. Has to be 49 degrees. Well done, those people who got 49 there. So these angle pullers are great for practicing your angle rules, and they're great for just your general problem solving as well. Okay, just in case you're wondering why there's 180 degrees in a triangle, or just to prove it, here's a triangle here. If I tear off the corners of the triangle, the vertices I mean, so there's one, there's another, and there's another. So I've got all three angles. Look what happens when I put the angles together. 1, 2. Look at that. What have we got? It's a straight line. And in a semicircle, in a straight line, there are 180 degrees. So that kind of shows it quite nicely there. Okay, right, we're going to play bingo to finish with very quickly. So, pick your animals. We're going to have tiger instead of Pikachu. So, pick your numbers. Pick your grid. 9 numbers between 1 and 32.
Daddy, please could you fill in my grid?
You can do it there. You can do it yourself.
Okay.
You don't have to get them, we've got everyone. Okay, so pick your numbers, please. So we need 9 numbers between 1 and 32. Pick your 9 numbers, and you need to pick one of those animals, either monkey, tiger, or snake. If that animal comes up, you can cross up any number on your grid. Please put your answers on the chat as well. Answers on the chat and answers on the grid, so I can see, so I can check if anyone's making any mistakes, or dare I say it, cheating. Okay, so your 9 numbers. Make sure you post them on the chat as well, please. Okay, ready? We've got 9 numbers, let's get them on the chat, and then let's play some bingo. Tiger, very popular today, very popular tiger. What have you got for you?
I could vote for tiger too.
Tiger as well, we have a lot of tiger fans, Okay, let's play some bingo. Right, first number is 19 plus 4. 19 plus 4 is your first number. First number bingo today, 19 plus 4. 19 plus 4. Next number, 20 minus 1. 20 minus 1. 20 minus 1. 20 minus 1. Next number, 20 plus 9. 20 plus 9. 20 plus 9. Moving on, double 10. I want you to double 10, please. Double 10 to get this next number. Double 10. Double 10. Next number after that is double 9. Double 9, please. Double 9. Double 9. We've got double 9. Next one is 20 plus 8. 20 plus 8. 20 plus 8. And then we have 3 times 5. 3 times 5. 3 times 5. Remember, if you've got 2 numbers left, for the full house, for all 9, if you've got 2 numbers left, I want a shaky shaky. And if you've got 1 number left, I want a top banana. Here we go. Next number is half of 6. Half of 6. Half of 6. And then we have 3 times 4. 3 times 4. 3 times 4. 3 times 4. Okay, next we have the only even prime number. 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 We got a top banana already. 1, 2, 3. Wow. And top, are you sure? To get all 9, you need to have all 9 blocks in. can't see you on the top banana massively there, Olivia. Okay, next one is 5 adds 6, 5 adds 6. 5 adds 6, 5 adds 6. And then we got 3 times 2, 3 times 2. 3 times 2, and we need all 9 to win, all 9 to win. Next one, 3 times 10, 3 times 10. Are you there?
Not really.
No, no. Next one is going to be 3 times 3, 3 times 3. 3 times 3. Oh, we have a power animal. We have a power animal. Did anybody go for Mr. Monkey? Ooh, we got the monkey. So if you got the monkey, you got the monkey cross up any number on your grid you want. If you're lucky enough to pick the monkey, go for any number you want to cross up. Double 11, double 11, double 11. And yes, 2 is the only even prime number. Double 11. We've got 30 plus 1, 30 plus 1. Shaky, shaky from Charlie. We're going to shaky, shaky from Charlie. Shaky, 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 shaky in the house. It is 8 divided by 8. 8 divided by 8. How many 8s go into 8? 8 divided by 8. And we've got 12 times 2, double 12. Double 12, a shaky, shaky from Amelia. And we got a bingo, we got a bingo. We got one bingo, one winner. We're going to play for one more winner. One more winner.
And it got out.
We got some shaky, shakys. We got a bingo. We got another shaky, shaky. Right, we've got 10 plus 7. 10 plus 7. 10 plus 7. Another shaky, shaky. Oh, it's getting close to this final prize. Who's going to win the final prize? Who's going to win the final one? Top banana as well. A top banana. There's got to be some winners coming now. And it's 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is your next number. 2 top bananas. 2 top bananas. 2 top bananas. 5 times 2. 5 times 2. It's the biggest number. 30 plus 2. 30 plus 2. 30 plus 2. Sorry, we're not playing for lines. We're not playing for lines. They're full house. We did them all. 30 plus 2. Has anybody got a bingo coming up? Another top banana! Another top banana! And a shaky, shaky from Matthew! Shaky, shaky from Matthew. Next number. I don't think this could be a good one for someone. 2 times 2. 2 times 2. 2 times 2. 2 times 2. Bingo! That's bingo, 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 bingo! It's Elsie with a bingo! With Elsie. Well done. Right guys, okay, I'm sorry about the delay in getting in and everything like that. Well done for staying and well done for doing this. Hopefully that's technical issues sorted for next time. But you did really well with the angle work. If you want to have a go at those other angle questions and send me a copy of what you've done, that's great. I'll have a look at that. Entirely up to you. But remember your angle rules, and when you're seeing angles around, you just think, is it acute, obtuse, or a right angle? That will make a big difference in moving on later on. Okay, well done everyone. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you on Thursday for the Numicon lesson. See you later.